the #1 vintage coin U.S. ever, and it's not even a competition, is that beautiful Wild West Morgan dollar. It was made for 28 years, 1878 through 04, and then again in 1921, and we had 5 different mints strike it. So there's a lot of coins out there, a lot of fun coins. So we're always looking for the significance to just add one as we can. Well, tonight, there's nothing more significant than the last silver dollar ever struck at the New Orleans Mint. And here we go. 1904, everybody. I referenced the original Morgan dollar series was 1878 to 1904. And then it was quiet. We had no silver dollars in circulation. And then the Pittman Act comes out in 1918, where Woodrow Wilson, President Wilson, pushes forward the melting of 60% of all the older Morgans to use the silver to help the Allies in Europe as well as us entering World War I. And then when the war was over, they introduced the peace dollar and brought back the Morgan dollar for one more year. What nobody realizes is during this time frame, in 1909, the New Orleans Mint closed. Gone. Denver opened up in 1906. It picked up the slack for the Midwest, right? We had the West Coast, San Francisco, East Coast, Philadelphia, and it was New Orleans filling the coins of the Midwestern part of our country. And Denver opened up in 1906, which kind of made New Orleans no longer necessary. All the modern equipment was now in Denver, so they phased it out. So you are looking at literally the last silver dollar ever struck at the New Orleans Mint. Now this one's a certified NGC 64. The uncirculated scale, and the actual background image on the label is a scale, is the Sheldon scale, 60 to 70, with 70 being the hypothetical perfect coin, which doesn't exist in the Morgan dollar series. So a 60 is where it starts. This is a 64, which is 5 steps higher. When you look at this, this is a New Orleans struck coin, which is usually known as the hand-me-down mint, always weaker strikes. You can see every single detail on every breast feather, the highest point on this eagle. Look at the open fields. It's just outright immaculate. One of the finest I've seen from New Orleans, period. And this deal we brought in was actually a number of original rolls that were found a little over a year ago. Finally, they decided that they're going to certify the couple hundred coins they had, and they were pristine. We were given first rights to the deal. We bought it. Look at the coins. How can you say no? The story sells itself, and now the coins, the way they look, are even better. Now, my competition sells this coin in a capsule. A Mint State 60, 5 grades lower, at $159, $20 more. They sell the exact same coin you're seeing in the same exact holder from NGC at $203. So basically we're $65 less. All of ours are blast white beauties like the one you're seeing on your screen. It is gorgeous stuff. But you can't beat the story behind this coin. Again, the series is the #1 series of all time. New Orleans is the only Southern mint, and it ended with this coin. This is literally the last silver dollar ever struck at the New Orleans Mint. Now, the brand new 2021s, good, somebody flashed it on my screen here. Yes, the U.S. Mint for the 100th anniversary came out with an O Mint mark, but that was struck in Philadelphia, and they told everybody the New Orleans Mint closed. Now, by the way, they made 175,000 of those. Beautiful coin. May 24th, 2021, sold out in 3 minutes. Don't tell me we don't love our Morgan dollars. And the good news is they're coming out later this year as well. No O Mints, but they will have Morgans, Philadelphia's and San Francisco's later in 2023. But if the O Mint from yesterday, basically, is selling for $250 to $300 just to get the coin, And this one is 100 and almost 20 years old, looks this gorgeous, and it sells for significantly less. And that is the reason why the Morgan dollar market, the vintage Morgan dollar market, has been on literal fire for the last 18 months. Ever since the brand new ones came out in 2021, and the market going crazy for those. As I referenced, $250 to $299 for a coin where 175,000 are known, which is a small number. But if you go to NGC right now and look at how many coins are in 64 or higher, it's less. This is 120 years ago. Significantly less. 75, almost 80,000 coins less that are known this nice. And they publish this information so we get to see it. And it hasn't changed but a few coins in the last couple of years. It's just something you don't find anymore. But here's the other part of the story. Remember I brought up that Pittman Act, 1918, President Woodrow Wilson? And again, melting down the Morgan dollars. We didn't know what they melted at the time, but if you look at the population reports released by NGC and PCGS, we have a very strong understanding of what was. If you just take 60% of all the Morgans and start in 1918, so the 21s are off the table, and you go backwards 60%, you end up somewhere in the middle of the 1880s. All right? If you look at the middle of the 1880s, you're going to find population reports that are 175, 250, 300,000 coins known to exist. And they sell for the same amount of money in 64. That is the hidden secret here. Guys, we got to put a 1-minute clock up. We're down to single digits. Everybody's loving this one, and I understand why. So when you have this coin where it's under 100,000 known to exist, you have the 2021 with 175,000 known to exist selling for 100, double basically this price. My competition sells this exact coin for $65 more, and they sell the coins in the middle 80s for the same price. Yet we just walked through how these are significantly rarer. And then we have to go to the storyline, which you can't beat. You can't make it up. It's the true storyline. And that is the New Orleans Mint, the last silver dollar they ever struck. At the New Orleans Mint was the coin you're seeing in front of you right now, the 1904 O. These are 64s, blast white beauties, and again, with my competition at 159 on Mint State 60s and 203 on Mint State 64s, this exact piece. This one is outright special.